Hello everybody, a very good morning to you all and welcome back to another live stream here at Taurex and at Moss. Hope everyone had a good weekend and a good trading week last week. We're into a new week now and we're going to be looking at some more market opportunities. I've got some really good levels today. That's why I'm particularly excited for this stream, because I'm hoping I can have as successful week as I did last week. We shall see. I will go through what I'm looking at the moment. The trade I just placed, I post in the Discord channel. So I will explain my reasoning behind that as well as going through the sort of key events or the key narratives that are in the markets at the moment and what that could mean. I think I've got a pretty good idea. And going through any requests from the chat room. If anyone has any markets for me to cover today, then I'll be more than happy to do that for you as well. And as always, we will be doing our usual giveaway, which is a $10,000 Atmos challenge account and also a 50% deposit bonus into Taurex. If you want a chance to win, all you got to do is comment win. Simple as that. And I'll put you into it puts you into the live draw, and I'll draw it towards the end of the stream. Okay. Before we do any of that, just to quickly make you aware that on Thursday evening I'll be traveling on holiday to Australia, so I actually won't be active for a couple of weeks. It's my holiday for the year, so yeah, I mean, when I go away and I have a break from the market, sometimes I still sort of touch on things here and there, but if you're not being replied to in the Discord channel by me, we do have a team of moderators who will be able to help you with any questions. I'll put an announcement out in the Discord channel so people are aware that I won't be streaming until probably the 5th of August. What that means maybe for the giveaways is that the weeks that we missed for the giveaways, maybe I can roll them over for when I'm back. So leave that one with me, and I'll try my best to try and get that for you all. So when I come back, there'll be a big giveaway to make up for lost time, shall we say. Hello to everyone who is in the chat today. It's good to see a lot of action in the chat room. Gulam, hello to you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Entertainment, we've got Piyush on the stream as always. We've got Nikhil on the stream as always. Wood CRBD, hello to you as well. Easton, Jane, we've got Devandra. Shelby, hello to you. Who else have we got? CN.89, Percy's. Scrolling down, Curtin's on the stream. Hello to you, Curtin. Good morning to you. Adolphus, hello. Brett, hello to you as well. Who else have we got? Loads more. Hello to you all. I know everyone's commenting wins. It's hard to keep up. Alicia, Nonika, Riz, Itachi, Blue Zone Trader. Hello to you as well. Good to see you. Natik, hello to you as well, sir. Okay, right. So, as always, I never think about where I'm actually going to start. I know what I'm going to say, but I don't know where I'm going to start. Where I'm going to start is just a quick, very quick confirmation of the successful trade I had from last week. So, gold. Beautiful trade last week on gold. I actually placed this trade live on MetaTrader in front of you all last week. So if you don't believe me, go back to the last stream on the YouTube channel and you will see me placing this very trade. It worked out pretty well. 4.8 to 1 risk reward. We know the reasons behind the trade. We said that last week. Just wanted to update you all because I know I like to update how I'm trading myself. Beautifully worked out. Hardly any drawdown in the trade. A little bit here. I was a little bit like, oh no, we're going to come down and take me out. But we had that nice bullish move, which I was expecting. Just want to talk about the TP, the take profit level. The reason I chose my take profit level at 3369 was because there was a fair value gap here, right? And I was trading in anticipation that the price would come and fill that fair value gap. That's the reason I had my take profit there. And you can see, probably a bit of luck to be honest, that we hit our take profit and then we saw some sellers come back in. So that's why I'm now out of the trade. I'm not one to dwell on trades too much. I try not to get too emotional about winners, but it was a really decent trade. Like, it meant that even if I didn't trade for the rest of this month, I still made sort of a really good profit on that trade, which was really nice. So what I do after I've placed a trade and it's a successful one, I just get rid of it. Because that analysis is now in the past. So I try not to get too caught up on what's just happened rather than what I think is going to happen next. That's the important thing. Hello to everyone who's still commenting on the channel. Hello to you all. Good to see you. Nikhil, hello. Can we have some extra analysis? Do I not give you enough analysis? You want more? The news is blowing my mind this week. Yeah, we're going to talk a bit about that because this is going to marry up with the new trade ideas that I've got lined up for you all in today's stream. Rose Lily, hello to you all. Fatai, Adash, Rem Knight, hello to you all. Good to see you. Thank you for the comments, and I hope you are all doing well. Okay, so that's that. We'll now move on to the news of today, which basically is, if I can actually get it right, is this. It's actually US inflation today, US CPI, where I've highlighted here where you can see my mouse. That's consumer price index. That's the primary measure of inflation. Therefore, it's a high impact news event. You know, it's not as impactful as like a central bank decision, but still a high impact news event. So I am expecting volatility today and throughout the rest of this week. So currently I'm seeing the forecast, and I'm looking at this figure here, the CPI year on year and this core CPI. The difference between the core CPI and CPI is basically the core CPI strips out all of the volatile aspects of inflation, food, energy prices, that sort of thing. What you're then left with is basically a like your true inflation, because things like food and energy and stuff, that they can go up and down quite it's quite volatile, right? So it's not predictable. So when you strip that away from the report, you get like what is your actual real inflation. Yeah, that's what you're left with. So that's expected to be higher at 0.3% month on month, which means, and also that the yearly CPI print is expected to be higher as well at 2.6% from 2.4%. So the barrier is quite high today. It'll be interesting to see what would happen to the dollar should we get a higher inflation print, because we know the dollar has been retracing as of late. A lot of people claiming this is now dollar bulls, and I don't really believe that, to be honest with you, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. I'm just reading some of the chat, make sure I don't miss anything. USD CAD, yeah, I can look at USD. I'm going to do pretty much a full dollar breakdown now, because the dollar is where I see the opportunity right now. That's where I see the opportunity. Okay, so first of all, let me go on to my charts and just really do a top-down approach from the dollar index itself. Okay. So, what we've seen from the dollar is like we're broadly sort of trading within this trend, however you want to draw it, whatever channel, however you want to draw it. It's roughly in some sort of channel. I'm just trying to see if I can draw something. Is it looking like a bit of a wedge? Something that looks like this, right? Okay, so this is a bit of a pullback in the dollar. Now, what I'm noticing is, obviously, you have to put things into perspective. As I always say to everybody, it is what it is until it isn't. The trend is your friend, all that sort of stuff. And the trend here is quite clearly bearish, and we're making lower highs. So I'm thinking that this dollar upside is on borrowed time. That's my opinion, because the trend is telling me that. And we've been retracing now since the beginning of July, so about 15 days of retracement. Potentially seeing this pattern here where the prices are starting to be squeezed, yeah, in here. And what I'm looking for is that. What we could get, to be fair, is a break up higher. And as I've said before, I have my opinion on what's going to happen, but if the chart tells me different, then I'll change my opinion. For right now, I'm expecting a breakdown in the dollar, right? And I will explain, Nikhil, I'm going to explain the news and why this makes sense as well. This is the important thing. This is why I'm marrying this up with the fundamentals at the moment, right? Also, at the same time, you can see we've got a gap here, a bearish gap in the market, and you can see that we are now approaching that gap, and I'm expecting that to, with this resistance from this trend line, to make that move lower. That's what I'm expecting. So that's the dollar index. So that gives us an idea of what we expect when we go on to things like euro dollar, pound dollar, USD CAD. We're looking for that dollar weakness. We're looking to see, is there an area in which we can look to sell the dollar or buy those currencies against the dollar. Before we do that, let me talk about the fundamental side of things and why I think this makes sense as well. If you go onto Google right now and you type in Trump tariff, I know we're back to that again, and go onto the news, I'm not asking you to know all the details about the tariffs. I don't know all of the tariffs. Trade is so granular. Trade is so complex in terms of like it hits different sectors. They'll be targeting China in a different way. They'll be targeting Germany. Do you know what I mean? It's not even worth getting bogged down in the details, in my opinion. For what we do as traders, it's not worth getting bogged down in the details as such. But all you do need to do is read the headlines currently in the news, and all I see is a Trump 30% tariff could accelerate potential job losses in Ireland. EU trade ministers plan countermeasures to Trump's unacceptable 30% tariffs. Trump vows very serious tariffs of 100% on Russia. China claims that the economy is growing faster than expected despite the Trump tariffs. What we're seeing now is, remember back when tariffs were a thing and then they disappeared for a bit? That was basically because Trump paused them and set a deadline for when those tariffs were going to come in. He basically said, look, I'm putting these tariffs, reciprocal tariffs, on all of you lot. What I want you to do, I will not put those tariffs in effect right now, the full amount, but I will on August, well, it was meant to be July the 7th, but he moved that to August the 1st. So now I won't put those tariffs in effect until August the 1st, right? In the meantime, you come and negotiate with me and we'll make a deal. But what I'm noticing is there aren't many deals that are happening. Now, what does that mean? That means when that deadline comes on the 1st of August, Trump does two things. He extends the deadline even more, but he's already done that twice. Or he goes, okay then, there you go. I'll slap all those tariffs down in effect immediately right now. Then what happens to the markets? Well, if you look what happened to the markets when this was all a thing back in like March or whatever, look what happened to the dollar. Yeah, massive leg lower. Okay, and look what happened to gold in that time. Yeah, if we go back to like March here, March, April, massive leg higher. Look what happened to the stock market. People already know when this was all a thing. Big leg lower. So I'm not saying this is necessarily what's going to happen, but probability would suggest that should Trump come in and basically go, well, you've not made a deal with me, so I'm going to put these tariffs on hard. We should expect the same sort of move from what we saw back in March and April, which was gold upside, dollar downside, stock market downside. The one which I'm least confident in is the stock market downside, because it's the stock market. I don't typically like to sell it. I prefer to buy it at support levels. But what I do like the look of is the gold upside and the dollar downside. And that marries up with what you see on the technicals, because it's now the 15th of July. Unfortunately, I'm going to be on holiday on the 1st of August, but I will keep it updated keep updated on what's going on. But I'm seeing the dollar retrace at a perfect time. It seems like the timing is working, because should Trump come in on the 1st of August and slap those tariffs down, if there's no deals being made, which there hasn't really been many, then we see that dollar downside, then we cash in. Yeah? Sorry, I didn't read the chat about some of the things people have said, so let me just quickly go through that. I hope that made sense for people, because if it didn't, then I can explain it again, but hopefully I managed to explain it in a clear way. Ghulam, please help me with 10k. Look, I can't control who wins the giveaway. If I give it to you, I think everyone in the chat will be angry with me. But if you comment win, you're going to be put into the live draw at the end of the stream. And I do this every stream, so you've got a chance to win every time, okay? Goth is the CAD weak. I'll take a look. Dollar is weak fundamentally. Yes, I agree. It's exactly what I just explained. Nuclear is the real threat. That's an interesting comment. Okay. I'd like to know why you think nuclear is the real threat here, but there we go. Should we avoid trading in a specific time or not? No, I don't think we should avoid trading. Um, I don't think we should avoid trading. No. In fact, I'm seeing this as an opportunity. If I'm wrong, I'm risk managing my trades anyway, 1%. So it doesn't matter. All it means is there's a chance here to catch on to maybe a big move should Trump do what typically Trump likes to do, and that's stir things up a bit. What a great opportunity to trade during the Trump era. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, to be fair. You have to be careful because volatility creates opportunity, but it also creates people to lose their heads. And that's all. US has a revenue of 27 billion from tariffs, but still has 1.3 trillion dollar debt. The dollar is okay. I won't say that word out on the stream, but okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's my theory. So what I've done there is I've built a case technically, and I'm building a case fundamentally, and just happens to be that they sort of marry up with each other. Okay, how do we? Oh, sorry. How do we now turn that into a trading opportunity? This is what goes through my head. How can I now turn that into a trading opportunity? Well, if we look at euro dollar at the moment, price is in this triangle pattern, and obviously it looks similar to what we see on the dollar because the euro dollar is like 40% what the DXY is. So I may look back on this and think maybe I was a little bit too early, but I know sometimes when there may be something big fundamentally happening, the move can go without you. So what I've done today is I've bought euro dollar at the open of this candle with a stop loss just below. I think it's a 30 pip stop loss I put it as, so about here, right? And I'm targeting the next wave higher. Now, should the dollar reach, should euro dollar reach at least this high, it's 5-1. However, I believe that in this current situation, again, it is what it is until it isn't. I believe that the dollar could reach 1.2. That's 10, 11 to 1 risk reward. It's worth the risk for me with such a high risk reward on that trade. Should I be wrong, which is very, very possible, should I be wrong in this move? Should I be too early in this move? Well, even if we do get a breakdown below this trend line and this pattern, I think what that might mean is we might see something where euro dollar moves down to around 1.15. Now, I'd have to see what the situation looks like on the US dollar first, on the DXY. If it's broken above my ceiling of the market, then I'd look to sell euro dollar. Okay, but for now, I'm happy to take that risk. So it's a 1% risk with an 11 to 1 risk reward. So I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Daniel says, let me read some of the, I like in the action in the chat. I want to go long on GPY pairs, but which one to pick? Euro yen, dollar yen, or AED yen? Connor, tell us that risk management calculator strategy. Risk management calculator strategy. What do you mean? Do you mean my like what I do when I'm in the trade, or how I calculate lot size? I'm not sure which one you mean there. And Daniel is right in what he says on the chat there, in the sense of the US CPI today. Should it come in higher, we may see a bit more dollar upside. For me, I wouldn't normally jump into the trade this early. The really sensible thing to do would be to wait to see that break above, wait for the retest and go higher. And then on the dollar index, that should marry up with a break below here, retest and lower. Look, sometimes you get a good feeling on a trade. I'm risk managing on the trade, and there is support here as well, to be fair. And fundamentally, it makes sense. So I'm willing to take a 1% risk if I get in early. If it goes in my favour, I can re-enter here with another 1% and have 2% on the trade in total. What effect will the dollar analysis have on the CME? Good question. Well, the CME FedWatch tool 95% probability that we're going to keep rates where they are, okay, at the July meeting in 15 days. But the more important thing is this one now. We're now starting to price in an interest rate cut in September. Should Trump, because there's no way that the Fed are going to do anything, 2 days before the tariff deadline. Yeah, even though there's probably there's probably insider information. He probably already knows what he's going to do. Yeah, but let's assume he doesn't know what Trump's going to do. They're not exactly friends, are they? Should Trump come in on the 1st of August and slap a load of tariffs down, yeah, because there's no deals being made, what will happen then is the markets will start to pricing more interest rate cuts because tariffs aren't good for the economy and means that the Federal Reserve need to input some stimulus into the economy and loosen their monetary policy, which means that more interest rate cuts will be priced in on this CME FedWatch tool for the rest of the year, which means more dollar downside. Lower interest rates, lower currency. Yeah? And if you look at euro dollar, if you look at the ECB, they've been cutting rates, the Fed haven't, and euro dollar's gone up. So what's going to happen now when the Fed start cutting necessarily and the ECB start holding rates? There's even more of a reason fundamentally to go long on dollar. Powell isn't getting fired, trust me. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. So that's my trade, to be honest with you. Now, I missed that one. Damn it. When did that happen? It's last night. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. This is sometimes what you get with trading, right? This was my analysis on GBP USD. The reason I didn't like it as much was because you can see that the retracement was a lot more aggressive, and that's because of the pound side of things. The employment figures in the UK weren't great, to be honest with you, so that led to maybe some weaker pound coming in, and that's why I preferred the euro dollar long. However, this is another potential trade idea for you all if you're interested. It's really simple. There isn't anything flashy about this at all. Obviously, you've got the US fundamental side, which I spoke about, but you've also got really nice bullish demand zone in here. We had a nice, sharp, impulsive move, a retracement which probably took twice as long as the impulsive move, which is a suggestion that it's a retracement. And unfortunately, we probably could have got 1-to-1 out of that. Maybe we'll get a re-entry. We'll see. But I'm already on euro dollar now, so we'll keep it at that, shall we? Okay. Let me stay on the dollar just quickly because I know some people have asked me about USD CAD. We'll take a look at USD CAD now. I'm just going to delete all of these because I want to start fresh. That's the 4 hour. What's the daily saying? Okay. Look at that liquidity sweep up there. Okay, dollar. To be honest with you, technically, dollar CAD actually looks like it could go higher. So maybe I'll keep this one in my back pocket in case I'm wrong. In case I'm wrong on the dollar, say, and the dollar breaks above that pattern that we identified. Should that happen, I think that potentially looks like a. Because look at that. Broke above this high. I know we did trade into all of this imbalance here, but we never actually went up to like probably where the resistance was, which I would probably mark up here. Okay, that means that there's room for this to move higher. We created a higher low. Okay, and now we're starting to tick higher. So, to be honest with you, I don't look at dollar CAD and go, oh, that euro dollar looks much more likely against the dollar. Euro looks much more likely against the dollar for longs than dollar CAD does. In fact, dollar CAD technically looks opposite. Daniel, correct what you say there. Don't trade euro dollar and pound dollar. Don't overexpose yourself. That's why I don't trade that pound one now. I'll keep it there just for some analysis. But once you're already in the trade, that's it. JPY. Sorry, we had some requests on Japanese yen. Everyone's loving Forex today, which is cool. Okay, let's have a look. Dollar yen. Dollar yen. I've got an alert set at this high. That's the same analysis from before. Nothing's really changed for me. Again, should I be wrong on the dollar temporarily, then I'll look for maybe a selling area around this 149 to 150 mark. I think that could be good resistance. What I would say is, should this tariff situation develop, then we might see risk-off trading, like we spoke about, gold higher, and that risk-off trading might feed into Japanese yen strength, might feed into Swiss franc strength. So that still opens up the possibility for this trade here. So I keep that as it is. So not the best. What was the other yen pairs that you told me about? I can't even scroll through the chat anymore. There's too many people. Good though. Oh, euro yen or dollar yen or AED. You're looking to go long. Well, I definitely wouldn't pick euro yen. Oh, do you mean when you say long euro, long yen, long the yen pairs? You mean go against Japanese yen strength, or go for Japanese? You want to go long on euro yen? Difficult one, to be honest. Very difficult one. So this is all balanced down here. We can say that this is all balanced. If I was going to go long on euro yen, I would wait for this. Wait for this. Okay. I know it's not far away, but as we always say, look, I never ever buy. If I bought there, that's a FOMO buy. Yeah. I understand that probably it's frustrating to see it going higher, but just let the market settle, let the market rebalance, and then let's wait for that. Yes, yen weakness. Sorry, I've got some messages to go through here. Quick look at the DAX, of course, Curtin, no problem. Correlate positive euro, yes, correct. On the correlation there. Thank you for answering for me there. Euro yen is my bias, is to short. Fair enough, okay. I mean, for me, that's calling a top, but that's up to you. AUD yen. That looks like a nice breakout as well. Again, sorry. Again, my problem with this market is, it's like, where is the entry? You know, you could say that what we're forming here, if you wanted to be really aggressive, you could say like we're forming. Something like this. So to be fair, to answer your question, AED yen looks like the best one to trade. However, we're slightly late to the trade, to be honest. I wouldn't trade this personally, just because I don't really trade this pair anyway. But if I would, I'd probably look for that. Yeah. I'd be careful buying it now, because your stop loss is going to be too wide to even target this high. So you have to sort of pray that we're going to see a pullback down into this area, potentially something like that. But for me, I believe that this is the best one. Request on the DAX. DAX. Yeah, we had a bit of a break lower on the DAX, didn't we? I identified this as a potential area of support, which didn't work out. The market came down to here. We actually can see this gap as well. Let's have a look at this gap. So, market closed there and then opened there. We broke above the gap. This is the inverse fair value gap now. Okay. Which is basically where, let's just call it support turned, resistance turned support. So for me, for the DAX, I would look at something like this. Probably cover this wick and then look to target the highs. What I like about this as well, are they equal highs or is that a liquidity sweep? Oh, it's a bit of a sweep to be honest, but I would still, it's the only thing you can target in the stock market at the moment is the all-time highs. Risk reward's pretty average to be honest. So it'd be good to see if I can find like a lower time frame entry. Curtin, I know you know how to do that by now. You've probably watched me long enough. Wait on that 15-minute or 5-minute. Wait for a break of structure into a demand zone, and then maybe look for a better risk reward than what we got at the moment. You could be aggressive and go long right now with a stop loss below all of this, and then you'll get a much better risk reward. It's up to you if you want to do that, but that's the sort of direction that I'm seeing at the moment. Gold, I'll take a look at gold. I'll take a look at gold for people because I know I've had a few people saying gold as well. Daniel, oil correlated a bit messy. Nikhil says how to identify if the gap will give up move or low move. Not sure what you mean there. Basically, the way that I use the gap is I identify the gap, straight away. Here's the gap. You see my hands. If the price is below the gap and it's coming up into it, I try and look at it for it as resistance. If that doesn't work, I look for it to break higher and then use it as support, and vice versa. Gold. Let's have a look at gold then, yeah, because I've sort of finished the trade on gold, but the story isn't over yet. The people asking, am I bullish on gold? I mean, yeah, I am. Because I bought gold last week, and people probably are trying to think of where's the next move coming in gold. Well, what I like about this gold market now, and what I don't like, is that we are still stuck. We're still stuck in this range. This might be the case for the next couple of weeks because of the back and forth we're going to potentially hear with deals, no deals, tariffs, no tariffs, inflation, all that sort of stuff. So we could still see a little bit of a messy gold chart. So I'm personally sitting out at the moment. I've already exposed myself to the risk from the fundamentals, so I don't need to do that again. Broadly, still bullish on gold. And you can see we had a little bit of a breakout. Like this, you can see we had a little bit of a breakout here, which opens up the opportunity for a move back up to the top of the range. But in order for gold, I think, to break above, this and have that next big move, it needs a big fundamental event, in my opinion. And that big fundamental event will come with what I've just said before. So for now, if you're really, really desperate to trade it, I can't really see anything clear. It's all balanced. This is all balanced on the 1 hour. It'd have to be now. This is all balanced price action. There's no FEGs here. I'd probably wait for this high to be broken first. Yeah. I'd wait for this high to be broken, wait for a pullback, and then go long. Yes, just comment win to be in the giveaway, guys. Just comment win. How much did I risk on that one trade? On the gold trade? Do you mean on the gold trade? Okay. Probably should talk a little bit about Bitcoin because we did finally get that breakout to new all-time highs. You can see that we predicted that actually. I don't even remember doing that, to be honest. I'm not a Bitcoin trader, I'm not going to lie, but I know there is a lot of interest in Bitcoin. I just prefer using cryptocurrencies as like a mini investment thing rather than like a trading thing. But I know the concepts still work on crypto. It's just I know what I trade, I know what I like trading, and I stick with that. I try not to deviate too much. But anyway, yeah, we reached all-time highs on Bitcoin up to 123. I actually see quite a nice potential area to buy Bitcoin around 100, 110. Again, it's nothing really fancy. It's almost like a break and retest from the all-time highs. But I'm looking at the daily time frame. Okay, there's a bit of imbalance in here, but broadly this is all balanced. So yeah, I quite like that support coming in at 110, and maybe look to try and target that 120 again. I still remain broadly bullish on cryptocurrencies, but again, with the risk with the stock market and those risk-on assets, I'm on defensive mode. I'm on defensive mode because I'm just a little bit concerned about the risk that could be coming. It might not come, but it's better to be prepared for it. Okay, amazing stuff. Right, we are going to do the giveaway because I think we've pretty much covered most of it. To summarise with you all, I've really got my eyes on the dollar. That's what I'm actively targeting. I'm long euro dollar. We'll see how that goes. If I'm too early, then I'll wait for the breakout of either of those patterns. And just remember, everyone, tomorrow will be my last stream because I am going on holiday for 2 weeks, annoyingly. But we do have moderators in the channel that can help, and I will, after the stream, I'll ask the people above me if I can roll over those prizes into when I come back, so we can do a big giveaway on my first one back. If you want to follow some updates on my travels, I do post what I'm doing in my life on my Instagram. It's called @ConnorWoodsTrading. Feel free to follow me on Instagram or TikTok, and yeah, you can see what I'm doing on there if you want to. Okay, right. Good luck to those who have joined the giveaway today. We've got quite a few people. I did say to people that should we get up to like 500 views on the streams, and we can look to up the giveaway. So make sure you send these streams out to your friends and anyone who's interested in trading, because hopefully this was helpful for you. We've got 172 entries into the giveaway today. So thank you all for the support on the lives. I do appreciate it. And as I said, we can get the streams up to 500. I can then go to the people and say, look, people are coming on the streams. You know, let's give them some more. Let's give them some more giveaways, and hopefully I can do that for you. So the winner of today's $10,000 Atmos two-phase challenge. If you win, comment your Discord username on the chat, and I'll message you on how you can claim your prize. Simple as that. The winner of that today is Jay Hono. Jay Hono, well done to you. You have won today's $10,000 two-phase challenge. Please, if you can, drop your Discord username on the chat there or after. If the prize is not claimed by the time I come on to tomorrow's live stream, it will roll over to tomorrow. Simple as that. The winner of the 50% deposit bonus into Taurex is White. Hashtag. Well done to you. You just won the 50% deposit bonus into Taurex. Again, please comment your Discord username. I will message you on how you can claim your prize. So well done to those. Again, as I say,
should the Discord username not be commented from now until the next stream, which is tomorrow, 24 hours, I will comment. I will roll over the prizes into tomorrow's stream. Okay? Good stuff. Right. Thank you, Jono. OB143, I've got it. Okay, everybody, congratulations to the winners. Thank you all again for coming on to today's stream. I'm going to be live again tomorrow, same time, for my final stream before my holiday to Australia. Again, if you want to follow me on at Connor Woods Trading on Instagram, feel free to drop me a follow. Trade well, trade safe. US inflation today, so I'll be active all day in the Discord channel. If you need me, please feel free to drop a question either in the Atmos or the Taurex channel, and we'll be all over that and helping you out. Until next time, as I say, trade well, trade safe, and I'll see you soon.